Hello, friends, and welcome to the Cinemondo Podcast with Kathy, Mark, and Burk, talking about movies and trailers. And we've been doing a lot of trailer reviews. We really like doing trailer reviews. And sometimes we're a little hard on the trailers, and sometimes we're a little unfair, I think, because the trailer is not the movie. The trailer is it's not the film, and not always the filmmaker's view or vision of their own work.
The filmmaker never cuts his own trailer.
Right.
So it's done by the studio.
Yeah. They may have the same opinions of the trailer that we do, but you know, the film might actually, of course, usually transcends the trailer. Mm-hmm. Sometimes the trailer is better than the film. Sometimes the film is way better than the trailer. So we thought of an idea. We took one of our very favorite movies that we've talked about a lot on this podcast. And we thought, what if we watch the trailer for that and sort of like pretend in our minds that we haven't seen the movie and see what we would have thought if we had reviewed the trailer for one of our favorite movies, and see if the trailer accurately reflects the film, represents the film.
Yeah. And we're reviewing the trailer, which is what we do, so it kind of proves the point that we're reviewing the trailer, not the movie, for any new movies, so. Right. So that's a fun little experiment they're going to try with this particular episode. Yeah.
And we thought it was especially relevant because Ari Aster has a new film coming out soon called Disappointment Boulevard, and he's made two fantastic horror films. I mean, right out of the gate, he's done 2 home runs. So
yeah, he is my idea of a horror filmmaker, because I'm not like a horror film person, but some of my favorite movies are horror films. In fact, I think among my top 5 are horror films. Yeah. But of all the horror films ever made, I like a small, fraction of them, and his films are in that group of films that I think are just
and Midsummer is a different, completely different from Hereditary, but also just incredibly absorbing and creepy and scary, and so he has it. Whatever his
films come from a different place than a lot of horror films. I think there's a little bit more, I don't know, maturity, more depth, and like the kind of thing that affects you inside and haunts you. And I like films that are haunting. Mm-hmm. If a horror film leaves you with something, I think that's very effective. If it's disorienting and changes the way it changes your thinking while you're watching this film, I think he does that.
He can surprise. Like, I'm not surprised by horror films. I see a film, I know where they're going, I know what they're going to do, and I enjoy that. That's why I find them comforting in a weird way.
Right.
But when it came to Ari Aster, I feel like he takes the horror format and the tropes and he twists them and turns them, so you're sort of not sure where you stand. Like, you can't predict his films. Like, I'm watching and thinking, oh, here's the kid at high school, and it's like it's got the creepy kid and he's the kid, and then it just totally inverts it, turns it upside down, twists it, and shows you something you haven't seen before, and it's like, oh, and all of a sudden you're feeling like, I'm not safe here. This movie's going to show me things that are going to disturb me and scare me that I haven't seen before, and that's why I think he's so good, because he's not giving you the paint by number horror film at all.
That's an excellent point, and I think when you talk about the idea of something happens in the film that pulls you out of what you expect, and suddenly, I mean, it was like, I guess Hitchcock did that with Psycho, where it's like, okay, nobody is safe in this film.
Yeah, and he actually Aster horrifies you. He takes that word horror and makes it like you're horrified at certain things in this film. You haven't seen it. We won't spoil it for you, but it's
mystified by things too.
Yeah, you've seen it multiple times. I've seen it 5 times.
Yeah.
And I feel like there's something working underneath the surface of it, and that's what I like about the best horror films. I feel like in his films there is something under what I'm seeing, something hidden, something I'm barely seeing, something I feel like I'm missing. Am I missing this? Not in a bad way, but in a way that is like, there's something in that dark corner.
Yeah, that I'm afraid of to look at.
Yeah.
I also feel like his horror films aren't one thing. He's got like 5 or 6 different horror elements all playing within the same scene that are scary, and you're not like, oh, there's a guy breaking into the house. Well, there's a guy breaking into the house, but then there's also the scary daughter who's cutting heads off birds, or there's the someone can catch on fire spontaneously, or there's the weird, like there's always, or the mother and the husband have a weird dynamic happening, and the son, and there's all this underlying scariness that's happening all at once. It's this turmoil of horror in his films, and that's what I think was so great, because you're not just like simple straight line to the horror,
and things that reveal themselves, and you're sort of like, whoa, that's heavy, like the fact that the husband and wife's relationship in Hereditary, you realize kind of in the film, he never overtly says it, I don't think, but you realize she was one of his patients.
I think so.
Right.
And that's his fascination with her. There's some kind of anyway, we could go on and on about this film, and we have.
We have. It was funny, before, when people ask me what's the scariest movie, what's your favorite horror film, and before I saw Hereditary, I could never really pick, like, well, today I think my favorite horror movie is this, and then maybe it's this, and I always never had a great answer. Now when people say, I'm like, Hereditary, it's always at the top of the list, like Hereditary.
It's up there with my favorites too, for sure.
Yeah, it becomes now everything is being measured by Hereditary.
It's a brilliant film, and he's a brilliant filmmaker. And I've even seen his short, his 1 hour short, which was really odd. I think it was called something The Johnsons. What's Wrong with the Johnsons, or something like that. And that is, for a student film, it's completely crazy and
really
weird.
disturbing.
He goes for it, and that's why we can't wait for Disappointment Boulevard. Joaquin Phoenix. I think it's clocking in at almost 4 hours, so it's gonna be a lot of movie.
Oh my god!
It's gonna be, will there be an intermission?
Oh my god!
Well, should we watch the trailer for Hereditary and see if we would have liked this? Yeah, we would have wanted to see this film.
Let's see the story the trailer tells.
Yes,
I'm interested in seeing how it shows it.
See if it hits the points. See if
this is an 8/24 film, and they're pretty good at their marketing, so we'll see.
Yeah.
Okay.
Hit that.
We are ready. Action.
Let's do it.
I'll just open
Come on, Peter.
Yes.
Let's just do it.
It's heartening to see so many strange new faces here today. I know my mom would be very touched and probably a little suspicious. My mother was a very secretive and private woman. It's Grandma. You know you were her favorite, right? Even when you were a little baby, she wouldn't let me feed you because she needed to feed you. She was a very difficult woman, which maybe explains me.
I recognize you from your mother.
What?
Sometimes I swear I can feel them in the room.
Oh my God! What's that?
She isn't gone.
She had private rituals, private friends.
Who's gonna take care of me?
You don't think I'm gonna take care of you?
But when you die.
And she wasn't altogether there. At the end.
I don't like this. Dad, I don't like this.
What's happening? Peter! Don't you ever raise your voice at me! I am your mother! Please stop! Mom, what's happening? Make it stop! Make it stop!
I just don't want to put any more stress on my family.
That gave me goosebumps, and I've seen the movie. I know what happens, and I'm just like still emotionally affected by that. Fucking hell! It's genius how they set that up.
Yeah,
and that's why the movie's so shocking. And we won't spoil it, but
no,
there's so many things in it. They set up the characters that are in play, and then that's why it's so shocking when things happen, because it's not what it looks like. And I love the disorienting in the dollhouse, outside a dollhouse, the perspectives that transcend. Like, that was so brilliant.
Yeah.
It's interesting because it's the first, 2/3 of it. It's basically, Toni Collette and her daughter. We don't really see a lot of Gabriel Byrne or a lot of Alex Wolff,
Right.
And so it's again, I don't want to spoil it. Maybe we should. But anyway, it's a beautiful. I think it's a gorgeous trailer. I mean, it does have some of the sound effects are sort of the stuff we've seen before.
Yeah, the little
that kind of stuff.
Clackety sound. Yeah.
But you're watching Toni Collette, who's just a great actor. You know,
she is shockingly good in things. She's like
just intense, like
so deep and intense.
And Alex Wolff in this is just
oh my god, revelation,
freaking believable, and like one of the best performances I've seen, in a long time. It's a fabulous movie. So, and I think the trailer is great too.
The trailer is interesting. And am I the only one that thinks this? But does it look like there was a lot of special shoots or unused footage in the trailer footage that wasn't in the film?
No,
it's
all in the film. It was a clip trailer for sure. There wasn't any special shoot, but they used it. It's funny. I feel like
maybe
they
not a
edited
special
the
shoot,
scenes.
but just some unseen footage.
I think so. But
just that
I think part of it is the
A24
editing
thing.
together made it look new. Yeah, the A24 was a special.
Obviously,
I think they showed them going below the ground, but they put their logo in there.
Yeah, that part.
They?
But
okay.
I was thinking there was a couple other shots that were scenes that I remember, but maybe from different angles and different kinds of reveals. Maybe I have to watch it again.
I know, right?
It kind of makes me want to see it again.
I know. Yeah. So this is an example of an excellent trailer that makes you want to see a movie you've already seen several times.
I know.
Makes you want to see it again.
Very true.
Let's see this movie
Very
again.
true.
And it's not a fun movie. I mean, this is a genuinely scary, disturbing film.
Yeah.
So you have to kind of take a deep breath and prepare yourself.
You have to be ready for this one.
And I think all the quotes in the trailer were spot on. Bone chilling, modern day masterpiece, that kind of thing. It's like it's not. They're not overpraising it.
This generation.
I never feel like I'm overselling it when I tell people, because usually you have to kind of underplay it a little bit. But when I tell people this is the best scary film I've seen, I don't ever think it's an oversell. It's like, go ahead, I dare you to watch this and not be disturbed.
Yeah.
Excellent. So that was a great first experiment where that trailer was excellent, really well made, beautiful.
I want to see this movie.
Excellent trailer, excellent film. You can't go wrong.
Looking forward to 4 hours of disappointment.
Yeah.
4 hours.
Yeah.
Better be good.
All right.
Well, that was fun. Checking out Hereditary again. And I forgot to do this at the beginning of the show, but don't forget to comment, like, and subscribe. If you haven't done so, please do so. Thanks very much.
Thanks, everybody.
See ya.